Hi folks, I'm back. It's Bella from Be Your Best Self by Bella, and we're continuing the self-esteem program for mainly kids, but we can adapt it to adults as well. If this is successful, I'll continue to do lots and lots of stuff. Where I left off yesterday was this part. I hope everybody had a chance to make themselves a name tag of some sort. So that would be great. I'll show you my other name tag. It would be that one. Well, I like to think so sometimes anyway. So this is, I'm going to start each video by naming the date. This is day 2, Tuesday, March 24th. Again, you don't need to watch this in the sequential order. It's helpful if you do, but it's not absolutely necessary. And just to recoup from yesterday, now, I know on Facebook when I did this live, this all comes up backwards, but it doesn't when we download it to YouTube. So here's a little of a recap. This is the sort of things that I'm going to do for each age group and each segment of sort of things. Right now, we're still working on selfhood. Okay, so I'm going to now try to show you some more sheets. I've downloaded some sheets, so I will put that up somewhere for you to be able to find easily and print. That will include exercises and more of the same. Now, just to go back, though, when I developed the program and wondering how I was going to do a program for 6 to 16-year-olds, knowing that developmental stages are important to remember, I thought, well, how am I going to do this? Just to organize myself to begin with all the papers. So I thought, well, color code it. So then I thought, okay, what papers do I have? I got yellow, I got green, I got blue around. How about we theme it? So the yellow group became my young ones. They became the 6 to 7, 8-year-olds. And we called them the sunshine group because it's yellow. And because aren't they just sunny, great human beings? Well, maybe you don't think so right now, but they are. Remember that they are. And then the next group, the 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, sometimes 12-year-olds, depending, called them the tree group because it was a green color coding I used. But then I thought about that and I thought, what do trees do? Well, trees put down their roots and they also branch out. They grow with their branches. So I thought, well, that's about the right developmental things that the tree groups do. They're starting to lay down their roots and branch out a little bit and grow and learn and evolve. So hence, that's the green group. Now, what are we going to do about blue? Well, this was the easiest one. That would be the skies, because at that point, they're ready to fly. Some sooner than others, some never at all. So anyway, they become the sky group. And so for each of these groups, I have a coloring mandala that you can color on while we're doing this, and I have different exercises based on their different needs. Anyway, this was the one that's the Sunshine Group Mandela, the youngest ones. I thought that might be the easiest ones for littler hands, although, I mean, you go outside the lines, I always did. Don't worry about lines. Okay, so that's the first one. And the second one is the tree group. And of course I put that away. So I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. Okay, I got my papers organized so we can easily go through this. I showed you the sun mandala first for the littler ones, or anybody, it doesn't matter who wants to color that in. Before I get any further, all of these sheets, if you're doing this sort of thing, gather them together and save them. At the end, we'll just gather them and put them in a duotang or put them in a folder or put them in something, and then that will be a nice little reminder that you have at the end. And heck, I might even have a graduation certificate for you at the end of this whole thing, okay? So, remember I talked about green and the trees. Well, here's the tree for coloring. And this will serve as the first page of your journal or booklet that you're going to eventually have. And the teenage group, the sky. You can see there's all sorts of things, the butterflies, the birds, sun, quite like her. the developing person, maybe, I don't know, well, no, she's not a mermaid. I see the legs. Anyway, that would be what we'll use for the sky at this point. Okie doke. So that's that. Now remember I talked about self to begin with and sorts of things to do to help determine who you are and what you're about and that kind of thing. Well, there's so many fun things to do about self. And then the first sort of thing that we can add on to do for self is called an eye collage. Primarily for little ones, but anybody can do this. Basically, you just take any piece of paper and you draw out the eye shape. And then you put at the top, I like to, and then draw what you like to do, however many you can fit in there. Heck, if you want to make it a huge, giant eye, go for it. So that's my first thing, is the eye collage. But certainly make one that is about an 8 by 11.5, so it will fit. Well, or I guess you could fold it into your booklet. So that is for you little ones to start to do for the sunshine group. Next, for the trees. This we used for the trees, my favorite's wheel. This was also an icebreaker that I used in the group. Also was the eye collage as well, because they would do that in group and then we would talk about it. Again, very simple, very straightforward. You do this circular picture. I don't even need to copy this, just do it the way you see it. And fill in each of the triangles. What's your favorite TV show? What songs do you like? Movies. Well, I've been watching lots of movies right now. Books, for me, I don't have enough room there for books. I need 500 pages for that one. Places, rock groups, and sports. Okay, so trees, green group, trees. Here's something for you to work on today. Okie doke. And the final one is for the sky group. Oh, here we are. All right, skies, you get two different things. It begins with a quiz, rating yourself. The directions are here, very straightforward. Just doing a survey, and there's the example of how you rate yourself. Okie doke. And then after that part comes this part. Another one, how do I see myself? Okay, whoop, there we go. Oh, that's a little higher. Forgive me, we'll get this. There we go. Don't make you dizzy. There we go. Okay, how do I see myself? And then again, as you read down through the list, you can see yourself as being that, never, always, most of the time. What was that other one? I'm reading backwards. At the bottom, my greatest strengths, my greatest weaknesses. Sometimes I reframe that word. Instead of weaknesses, my greatest achievements to come, or my greatest improvements to come, that sort of a thing. But call it what you will. We have to grow up in a world that uses words that we may not like, but hey, we can deal with that. You know why? Because we have good self-esteem. Okay, so that was for the blue group again. So your sheets that you have is how do I see myself and rating myself. Okay, I suppose you could screenshot this and print it. I'm so new to technology, so you probably know better than I do how to get these sorts of things downloaded. Okay, I'll be back in a minute with some more stuff. Okay, I've got another sheet. This is the bonus sheet. This is for mums and dads or adults, or even some of you teens that want to do this. This came from the Jack Canfield facilitating manual that I have, and it's called The Cycle of Success. And you go from 1 to 10, and as you read around there, I'm going to just turn this and read it and then put it back up in a minute. you complete the past, the mirror exercise. Oh, okay, those are other exercises. We can do that in a minute. We'll do the back of this first, and then I will teach the rest of it as we go along in different ones. Let's start here with a timeline. So divide your current age into 3 parts. All right. So if you're, let's do this easily. If you're 30, your first third, of course, is 0 to 10. Second, 10 to 20. Third, 20 to 30. Okie doke. And I want you to write down your successes on that. They give you 3 different successes that you would have had. Let me see if I can find, well, I suppose I can do this. Probably my first successes was finishing grade school, graduating from grade school, graduating from high school. Oh my gosh, my thirds are large because I'm going to be 65. So my first third is 1 to 32 or something like that. So lots of school, lots of things there for successes. But it doesn't have to be school alone. It can be all sorts of things. Okay, an example for the second third. So for me, from my, what would it be? I can't do the math right away. But the second third would probably be things about buying our first home, landing jobs, careers that I was really dreaming about doing. And what would be the third? Probably training for a marathon and doing a marathon in Budapest. Now, don't get all excited. I didn't run the whole thing. I walked it, but I have 1 marathon in me and 1 only, and I did it. Now, the third is now these more current years, in the last 10 years, let's say, of what we have done. Probably the best success achievement is retired. Yay! Kind of liking it. Scary at first, and certainly I did a lot of contract work, so retirement wasn't so difficult for me, but what was a little challenge was when my husband Phil retired full-time and getting used to him in my kingdom. He's doing okay. And now the next years. Think about the coming up years for yourself. Okie doke. So I'm going to just turn this and maybe give you some ideas of how you might want to do this on a timeline, on this sheet to begin with. Let me see. Review your successes daily. Write your successes down. Acknowledge your successes. Give away and display your own success symbols. Oh, I'll have to look up all of those things for you. And catch people doing something right. Hi, there's going to be fun. Why don't you challenge the kids to do that with each other and have a prize at the end of the day? How many people have caught things that are right? I mean, real things that are right. Don't get silly about it. But for instance, if somebody loaded up the dishwasher without having been asked or nagged to do that and just did it on their own, as they're doing that, of course, say, oh, look at you, you're doing the dishwasher. That's great. Let's put a star up. Okie doke. So that can be what we do for the rest of the day. Kids and adults and each other. Okay. My purpose today is to keep homicide down. All right. Bye-bye. Okay. You've got lots of things to do between now and tomorrow or whenever you want to get it done. So now we're going to do, I'll talk and maybe I'll read you this great poem saying everybody has feelings. Again, I will make that available. Everybody has feelings every day. It's all right to have feelings every which way. 'Cause feelings make us people who can say, I'm a very special person and I'm feeling this way today. There are happy times, sad times, silly, hairy and scary times, mean and need to scream times. How do you feel right now? For there are lonely times and friendly times, gay and let's go play times, frown and feeling down times. How do you feel right now? For there are serious times and furious times, jealous and even envious times. Glad I'm not so mad times. How do you feel right now? Everybody has feelings every day, and it's all right to have feelings every which way. Because feelings make us people who can say, I'm a very special person, and I'm feeling this way today. All right, as I said, here's a quick shot you can take of the poem that I just read. Okie doke. Well, I think this is a pretty appropriate place to wrap up this session today. I'm going to try to have a sign-off a little bit less awkward than yesterday so that you know that we've come up to an end. And again, you'll be watching this anytime that you want to watch it, and you'll have some ideas of what to do with the kids. So my sign-off, I found this, I got this from the Buy Nothing group from somebody, and I just loved it. So here's a sign-off. Slay the day. Have a good one, folks. Be kind to each other.